Hi girls, Coach Rob here. I'm wanted to make some of these videos so that for those of you that don't understand what we're talking about in practice, you can see it from an overhead shot or an overhead point of view. So that's what I'm gonna show you here today. This is initially, what we talked about in our first practice. I want to run a 3-2-3. Which basically, if you can see here, we've got our goalie, our center defense, our left D, our right D. So there's our three. Okay, we have our two midfielders. So there's our 3, 2 here, and then 3 right here. Okay, so now this is when we have the ball. Remember, I talked about when we're attacking, we're moving towards the other end. So we're moving towards this goal, so you can see the arrow right here, it's showing you. Now, I'm going to kind of step through this a little bit so that you can understand exactly where you're playing, what you're doing. So think of this in terms of, if you're on the field, where would I put you? Normally, I'm probably going to put Courtney or our attacking center forward right here. My midfielders, my wings are going to be especially important. They're going to do a lot of running, okay, because they've got to move up and down the field to both get into the attack and fall back to help with defense. So we've got our two midfielders now. They're gonna kind of move, as you'll see here in a moment. They're going to kind of move up with the attack, and I'm going to have kind of an attacking midfielder and a defensive midfielder. So so we'll just step through this first, and then it'll kind of give you an idea of where we're headed. So this is how we want to start off when we're starting the game, is in this kind of formation. Now this is if we're attacking. If we're not, if we're defending, I want these girls to drop back here. Okay, so it's going to be something more like that. Okay, so if we're attacking, I want these girls back up here. Okay, everybody's back up here. Oops, let's undo that. Okay, I want these girls up here. So we've got our 3-2-3. So now if you look in the next frame, okay, now this is kind of jumbled. You'll see where we started from, okay, and where we're finishing. Now I'm going to put this in. This is really simplified because it's not that, there's other things going on the field, but you'll be able to kind of get an idea of it. So if you look here, this is the ball. So the ball went from here to here. Okay, so now I'm going to play this frame, and you'll see exactly how it's moving. Okay, now if you'll see, we're all moving as a team. We're all moving up together. Okay, we'll continue playing this. Now if you'll notice, let's go back. Let's run it again. Okay, we're moving up the pitch. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. If you'll notice, my attacking midfielders or my attacking wings, they're coming in from the outside, and they're making these diagonal runs toward, we're helping with the attack. Okay, now we've got our midfielders coming up, and then we've got our defense back here. Okay, so let's finish this one out. Now if you'll notice on this one, my two midfielders, one's starting to push forward a little bit, one's starting to slide back a little bit. That's to give us, almost give us an attacking or attacking midfielder and a holding or defensive midfielder. Okay, so now we'll go to the next frame. Okay, now if you'll notice, watch how see how much different the girls, or how much different you move. So we'll play this frame. Okay, we're going to go from where they were. Okay, now look, these are we're still pushing forward to the goal here, but we've got our attacking and we've got our defensive or our holding midfielder. Now these two girls are pretty much interchangeable. Okay, they've got to be strong on the ball. They've got to be physical. They've got to have some skill in here. Okay, so let's finish this out. Now, if you notice how they almost are, my defense is right here. We've got my center D here. We've got my two defensive wings here. We've got this what I call a defensive midfielder here. Okay, we've got our attacking midfielder here, and then we've got our three attackers. Okay, now like I said, this is very, very basic. So I'm just trying to give you an overall idea of how I want it to look. Okay, so and we kind of finish out there. Okay, so hopefully with a shot on goal or a goal. Okay, now let's run this. I'm going to run this back for through the whole thing, so you can kind of just see how it's working. Okay, so we're moving in. Okay, the ball's moving down the field. We're moving as a unit. Okay, now we slow down a little bit, and you can see exactly how the shape is. So when I'm telling you to get your shape, I want you to remember this when I'm talking about, hey, let's keep our shape, keep our shape, keep our shape. Let's work the ball through this shape. Okay, so remember, this is when we're attacking, when we have the ball and we're attacking, going towards goal. We're trying to get a goal. Okay. In the next video or the next couple of videos, we'll be talking about the same shape, but when we're defending. Okay, and we'll have some defense out there. We'll have some attackers from the other team and I'll show you how I want us to defend that. Okay. So until next time, we'll talk to you later.